Getting your gapping right in your golf bag is probably one of the most important factors, certainly for better players, because obviously they're pretty consistent in their strike. Now, there's a gentleman that I play with on a regular basis, and you'll see him as well, who has struggled in this department, certainly in the lower end, and then we got that sorted, but now we need to have a little look at the top end. Let's go and have a chat with him.
And we play golf together as well.
Do we? What did I say?
We play together.
Do we?
Yeah.
Well, we do play together. We play in the shop together, we play on the golf course together.
Nothing's changed since we were like 12, 13 years old, is it?
Not at all. Right, what's going on in your golf bag? Because we've sorted out the lower end of your golf bag, didn't we?
Yeah, I feel happy now with my yardages lower down. I feel happy with my yardages with my irons. But once we get through the irons into the longer parts of the bag, I feel like there's a few things missing, and I need to talk you through, as you're my coach, my mentor, my boss,
hero.
My best friend, hero. Yeah, okay.
Everything.
I need some help.
Okay, so we picked this up at Yelverton, did we? Or Tavistock? I can't remember where we picked this up first.
Yeah, Yelverton, I'd probably say.
Yelverton, okay. Where you had, so what did you have in the golf bag then?
I was carrying 2 4-irons.
Yeah.
So we had the traditional 4-iron with a set in the CB forged.
Yeah.
So
which is your standard 4-iron?
This is my standard 4-iron. And I was also carrying the utility 1 length 4-iron, which I set at 21 degrees. It's got 1 length shaft in it, set at 21 degrees, so less loft than my 4-iron. So almost. So
like I kind of liked that 4-iron though. You were hitting that quite well. That one there, that 1 length, weren't you?
It's 1 length. Yeah, it was going okay. I didn't feel there was enough difference in distance between the 2 4-irons.
Okay.
Personally, maybe it was the length of the shaft. Maybe it's the design of the head, but I felt like it was giving me very similar results.
Yeah, so, and then you went straight up into a 3-wood.
I did, yeah. It's a lofted 3-wood, so I've got it on 16 degrees.
Yes.
But it is quite a powerful 3-wood.
So when we were talking on the in the video, I was sort of saying you need to hit a little 3-wood or what, and then you started jumping out saying that you just felt that the gap between your second 4-iron and then that 3-wood was just too big.
Correct. This is like 250, 260.
Is it? Right, okay.
And my 4-iron is sort of 210, I guess.
Okay. Well, let's hit some shots today with Lester in the studio, just to try and get some numbers of what he's getting out of those 4-irons and then his 3-wood. And then we're going to see if there's anything that we can do with his golf bag to see if we can, I don't know, help him out a bit and sort of get that gapping right at the top end. Let's hit some balls. 4-iron to get us going with them, Bernie.
Traditional 4-iron.
Yes.
That's my CB.
That is your CB. This is something you're definitely liking to keep in the golf bag, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%. I like hitting long irons generally, and I do like this club.
Good strike, Bernie. Where's that heading? Down the right-hand side a little bit? So how did that one feel there? I mean, what do you normally get out of this club, do you think?
I think I'm sort of 190 to 195.
Okay.
Carry.
Right. Well, let's hit a few shots with it then and give a few averages on what we're getting.
Nice button.
So some pretty good numbers there, Bernie. I mean, you started off a little bit duffy, didn't you? You didn't quite catch that first one, but then averaging 192. If I took out that duffy one, 195.
Yeah.
Couple up there at sort of 201.
Yeah. Just turn those two slightly left, so probably added a couple of or decreased the loft slightly and added a couple more yards. But yeah, I'd say about that 195. Yeah, good.
Yeah, so that's about right. And so we're basing it off this club, aren't we?
I do. I want to build upwards from here.
Okay.
Next up is the 4-iron in the 1 length utility.
Okay, and that is the length of 7-iron.
7-iron length. It's got a Project X rifle 6.0 in it. 21 degrees of loft.
Okay, which is that about the same as what you've got in your, what have you got, 24 or 23 degrees of loft in that 4-iron you've got in your set?
I think it is.
24?
Yeah, so
okay.
This is meant to be sort of a 3.5 iron, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so that was what you were trying to do to fill the gap, wasn't it?
And also to give me, I was thinking this is going to give me a slightly higher flight.
Yes.
Shorter shaft, easier to hit as well.
Okay.
That was the idea behind it.
Give it a go then.
Okay.
Cool, really good strike. How did that feel?
I do like the strike out of this, but I don't think I can justify carrying 2 4-irons when all this one's doing is giving me a slightly higher flight.
Okay, well we'll look at the numbers in a minute on that. Do you like this club in your hand?
Do you?
I do, yeah. It just sounds great when you hit it.
Yeah.
One length 4-iron then, just giving you some numbers here with some feedback, Lester. If I just take out that one little scuffy one at 173 there, 196 compared to 195, so it's going 1 mile an hour further. It's actually slightly lower than what you're getting out of your current 4-iron.
That's surprising me a little, because on the course it feels like it's going higher, but the numbers don't lie.
They don't, no. So if we look at the ball speed though, you seem to get a little bit more ball speed out of your 4-iron compared to that 1 length 4-iron, but look at the spin drop off and you get into that 1 length, which is always my slight concern. The problem you get a lot of the time is that the 1 length, which I found in the 1 length sets, was that they just didn't give me enough launch and spin.
No.
And therefore when they came out a little bit flat. Which the numbers would indicate something similar on that for you.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you felt on the golf course it was maybe performing slightly differently. But I think we need to test something else.
Next up, ready for this?
What have you found?
What have we got? We have got.
Oh, do you know what?
G10, 7 wood.
Do you know what?
21.5 degrees loft.
Yeah.
Just the normal TFC 129 stiff flex made by Ping.
Okay. Do you know who had one of these in their golf bag? Not the G10, but the G410.
I'm going to say the guy that broke the record for number of starts on the tour, possibly. Good
Jimenez.
guess. Yeah.
Jimenez. He had a little 7 wood in it. He'd worn the face out so much because he hits it and loves it. Just gives him that really nice high launch flight. What's interesting is there's lots of tour players using 21 degree fairway woods now. Okay. There's a lot of players that would run away from something like that.
Yeah.
But just to get the ball up in the air, get a bit more control. I mean, you've used those sorts of clubs for a long time, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Through an amateur days, I remember using 7 woods.
I had a little Callaway 7 wood that I used to use quite successfully.
Yeah.
Just gives you that extra option for a bad lie. I've never liked rescue clubs. I don't like the look of them. They go left on me all the time. Okay. So this visually appeals to me a little bit more.
Well, let's hit a couple of shots with this, get some numbers with it, and see if it's something that might even work in your golf bag. Cool, great strike. Fantastic strike.
A bit left.
How's that going? It's a little left, I think, on you.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Felt good?
Yep. That's good.
That feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Feels fast off the face as well. I like
Does
that.
it?
Yeah.
Coming back to your youth, Bernie.
It's a long time ago now.
There's some serious ball striking going on right there. That 7 wood. There's some serious ball striking going on. How far do you want this club to really go?
Well, I think it's got to carry sort of 15 to 20 yards further than my 4-iron, hasn't it?
Yes.
Don't you think?
Because you can take a bit off this. You can do a little cutty one or something like that to take off 10 yards.
Plus, it's got a nice flight, a high flight on it.
Yeah.
That when it lands, it's going to stop relatively quickly compared to the iron, which is going to run out a little bit more.
Butterfly with sore feet.
Correct.
That's what I saw with him and it.
Yeah, but he's a golfer. I'm an idiot.
Let's look at your numbers, shall we? Ball speed 138 off the face, launching it at 16, but carry there 220 on an average, Bernie. One at 215 you drop off there. Yeah. Didn't quite, or left that a bit right, didn't you? Though. And you're pretty consistent. You've got a couple left, a couple right, or one right, but you're pretty accurate with it. But 38 yards high, from 34 to 38 yards high, going 220.
Totally different ball flight to my 4-iron, doesn't it? I like that. It's a floaty high one. Yeah. Nice carry on it.
That's good. Now we need to make sure that gaps in quite nicely with your 3 wood.
Oh no, there's another club yet. Whoa, calm down, calm down.
Oh my word. How much are we testing?
Bit premature there.
Sorry.
We've got another relic to hit. This is a blast from the past. A lot of history behind this club. Did Ping ever make a better 2-iron than that?
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
Ping Zing 2-iron. Now you have had this club for quite some time.
Your dad sold me this for about 25 quid, I think.
Did he? He actually,
probably
you actually paid
the late
him.
90s.
You
But
paid him for that,
I don't
did
think
you?
he ever got the money off me.
No,
to
I
be
was going
fair.
to say.
It's
Wow.
knocking on my door for the money, but yeah,
I'm
he never
surprised
got
he didn't just give you that.
No, he probably did, to be
considering,
fair.
I'm not sure he ever probably hit that well.
No, it's just like Trigger's broom though. It's had like 15 different shafts in it and about 10 different grips.
Is it?
But it's the same one. The head's the same.
Right, let's see you hit a few shots with this one then.
I love this club.
Yeah, this does go, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It does go, this club. Does it go too far though? That's the question, isn't it? Brings back a lot of happy memories, isn't it? I mean that's come in and out of your golf bag many times, hasn't it?
It's only in the last sort of 2-3 years where I've been lucky enough to get clubs at a good discount and working back in the shop that I haven't used it, mainly because I had the newer stuff, but this lived in my bag a good 10-12 years and it does come back in there quite often, to be honest.
Okay, let's look at how it's performing. Well, you're getting 136 mile an hour off the club face. You're launching it, if we compare it to your 7 wood, so you're a couple of mile an hour slower off the face, launching it, what's that, 2 degrees lower, spinning it 300 revs less, or just under 300 revs less, peak height 32 compared to 38, but numbers wise, carry wise, it's a pretty wow, isn't it? And you're not very far off. I mean, you're pretty accurate with it, Lester.
I use this club particularly in the summer when it's bouncing. I hit it off the tee quite a lot.
Yeah.
I used to play Churston. I'd hit this all of the par 4s and all the par 5s. I'd hit this. This is my go-to.
You kind of it's a replacement for the driver sometimes when it's running out on the golf course.
I mean, landing it sort of round about the 220. If I get it running, I can get this up to like 250, 260 total distance.
Yeah,
So.
I can see that. Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that you've actually created 2 clubs in your golf bag that almost do the same job, but for different golf courses and different situations. This one coming out a lot lower. The 7 wood giving you that little bit more option to get it up in the air a fraction more.
This would be more of off the tee, whereas the 7 would be out on the fairway and the rough.
Yeah.
2 iron if I was playing links, keep that ball low, get it running. If I was playing more inland parkland golf courses where you want to hit the ball with a bit of flight over a bunker, etc., then that 7 wood do that job.
So you pretty much wouldn't be putting these in the golf bag together, would you?
I'm considering it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll
so you've
obviously
got 2
go
clubs
on
doing the same thing in yardage wise, but actually producing completely different shots.
Yeah, I mean, on the golf course they're 2 completely different flights, and it's more noticeable, I guess. The numbers obviously show us that as well, but I'll be taking your advice as well because you are my you are
hero.
my pro.
I'm your hero. Yeah. Cobra SZZ, whichever one you want to call it, 3 wood.
Yeah, it's the big tour version, so it's the bigger.
Oh, it's the big boy.
The bigger head, more spread, slightly deeper, larger back. I've got it set on 16 degrees, so it's on its full maximum loft you can have.
Yeah.
Normal shaft, Tour AD,
Tour AD,
DI7X.
Yes. You've had that shaft for a long time now.
That is, it's a 10-year-old shaft.
Yeah.
So.
Right, let's get some numbers with this one then, see what this is doing and make sure that gaps in quite nicely to your other little setup that you've kind of found. What's a good shot in it?
Yeah.
Great golf shot.
Middled.
Very good that. You kind of starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with this club now?
Yeah, I'm starting to enjoy hitting this. I hit it in the competition Saturday off most of the tees actually.
Yeah.
And,
it just at one stage it was starting to feel you weren't quite happy with it, were you?
No,
It took you a bit of time to get used to it.
To be honest,
Lack of playing, lack of practicing.
Yeah,
with it, I
I've been practicing more, but your brother actually gave me a good little tip. He said my ball position was too far forward with my woods.
Did he?
So I took it back slightly, and it seemed to have made a difference.
Right.
Don't tell him that, all right?
Oh my God.
He doesn't watch.
He'll be wanting to charge you for that.
He only watches the channel when he's on it. That's what he told me.
Is that right?
Correct.
He won't be watching this then, will he?
That's ground.
Oh,
trying to hit that hard.
a fluffy one at the end there. We might have to take that one out.
Please.
So I've just taken out the last shot, which is a little bit of a scuffer. You've got a bit tired, haven't you?
Mould.
Right, 150 ball speed, launching it at 12, so pretty good. Nice low spin there, Bernie, so you're getting some good knuckleball ones out of these. 2.8 on the spin. Height, 32 yards height, and then 250 carry on an average, which is pretty much spot on for what you wanted. So I think you've kind of now found a decent little gap there, running up from your current 4-iron, ditching out the 1-length 4-iron, because I'm not sure what that was really doing for you.
No.
And then giving yourself the option with the 7-wood and the 2-iron, but you're saying possibly put both of them in.
Yeah, I've got room for it if I drop a wedge, which I've been considering.
Have you? Because you've been working on that little short 3/4 pitching wedge, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been working on that as well, and I seem to be striking my 52 a little bit better.
Yeah.
So that's giving me an extra 5 yards as well. So that gap has narrowed considerably.
Yeah.
Just by practicing, really. And
hitting balls is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So we feel like we found something that's going to kind of work.
I think so. I'm quite happy with that now. The top end of my bag and the bottom end's nicely blended. So yeah, I'm pleased with that.
So there you go. There's a little insight into what we're up to with Leicester's golf bag. I think he's got some really good options there at the top end. When we were out on the golf course, I was sort of noticing that he was sort of messing about trying to hit sort of taking off a bit of yardage with his 3-wood, which he wasn't happy with, and then he was trying to rip that 4-iron to try and get a little bit more out of him. He just didn't have that right club sat in between there, and I think now he's kind of found something at the top end that's going to kind of work for him. The great thing is he has options. So 2-iron, 7-wood, I think that gives him such a good option with hitting it higher, hitting it a bit lower, coming out of semi-rough, things like that, which the 2-iron maybe couldn't do, but the 7-wood could do, and vice versa. Also down the bottom end of his golf bag, it gives him an option there if he feels that he's got good control with both those clubs at the top, that he could actually take one of them out and put another wedge in. It just gives you so many more options with his game. Let me know, put your comments down below. I'd like to hear what you think about what we've done with Leicester today, and also what you're doing with your game. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. As always, stay safe, and we'll catch up with you again soon.